This is not about slowing down. This is about accelerating the process of feeling independent, strong, and clear-headed again. I am a physician, and for the last decade, I've watched the conventional advice fail people over 60. The standard approach is always reactive. Wait for a diagnosis, then take an expensive pill. We are trained to treat diseases, but we rarely teach the one thing that prevents them: daily, precise self-care that costs almost nothing. Forget the narrative that decline is mandatory. Forget the endless cycle of new supplements and complex regimes. We are going to prove, starting today, that you can age with power, clarity, and rock-solid mobility without reliance on pharmaceuticals or invasive procedures. You want health, longevity, and vitality? That journey does not start in the doctor's office. It starts with the tiny, often hidden decisions you make in your kitchen and in the first 10 minutes of your morning. I call this reclaiming your autonomy. It is about stopping the silent, invisible war your body is fighting right now, a war caused not by age, but by chronic inflammation and uncontrolled glucose levels. These two enemies are the architects of physical frailty, cognitive fog, and the loss of independence. They are silent, sneaky, and hiding in plain sight. Want to know where they hide? In the foods you think are helping you. We are going to focus on reversing physical and cognitive decline by stabilizing your internal chemistry and rebuilding your functional strength. This is not guesswork. This is surgeon-approved simplicity. Virtually disorders. The hidden war: glucose, inflammation, and autonomy. When you hit your 60s, your body loses its efficiency. It takes longer to clear sugars from your bloodstream, and chronic low-grade inflammation, the kind you don't feel until your knees ache or your memory fades, becomes the default setting. Every high sugar load, every highly refined starch, every dose of processed seed oil acts like a small explosion inside your blood vessels. It forces your pancreas to work overtime, exhausts your cells, and eventually dulls your mind. If you are spiking your glucose and stoking inflammation 3 or 4 times a day, you are actively accelerating physical decline. You are eroding your muscles, sarcopenia, and damaging the small blood vessels required for sharp vision and quick thinking. The mission is simple: keep glucose steady, quell the fire, and build resilient muscle. It must be fast, simple, and doable today. Part 1. The Nutritional Reset. Forget X, do Y. The biggest mistake I see clients make is starting the day with a meal that guarantees an energy crash by 11 a.m. and steals focus from the day. They grab a piece of toast, maybe a low-fat yogurt, and a large coffee. This breakfast strengthens your legs in 24 hours because it's based on protein. The traditional breakfast, heavy on refined carbohydrates and sugar, does the opposite. It kicks off a glucose roller coaster that depletes your energy stores and, critically, starves your muscles of the amino acids they desperately need to repair themselves overnight. Here are 7 foods and habits you must drop or swap immediately after 60 if you want to reclaim real, measurable energy and prevent disease. 1. The worst coffees and creamers. The afternoon crash is not laziness, it is chemistry. Many people, especially after lunch, reach for that huge latte, flavored coffee, or a massive dose of sugary creamer. This liquid sugar and fat bomb guarantees an aggressive glucose spike, followed by an inevitable crash that wrecks concentration and, crucially, damages your sleep cycle. Caffeine consumed after 1 p.m. has a half-life that keeps cortisol levels elevated and prevents you from slipping into deep restorative sleep, the critical time when your brain repairs itself and cleanses waste linked to cognitive decline. Forget the huge flavored afternoon coffee and dairy-based creamer packed with corn syrup or vegetable oils. Switch to black coffee or coffee with a splash of unsweetened almond milk, and if you need a boost, add a dash of cinnamon. Cinnamon stabilizes blood sugar. If you need fat for satiety, add a teaspoon of MCT oil. Cut all caffeine completely after 1 p.m. Your body needs 8 or 10 hours to fully clear that stimulant before your head hits the pillow. 2. The Great White Threat: refined grains. I know that soft slice of white bread, bagel, or English muffin is comforting. But these refined flours hit your bloodstream with the speed of pure sugar. They trigger a massive insulin response, and chronic insulin spikes dull the sensitivity of your cells over time, leading to weight gain, high blood pressure, and type 2 diabetes, all factors that accelerate cognitive decline. Forget white bread, white pasta, sugary cereals, and store-bought muffins. Do move to whole, intact grains, quinoa, wild rice, steel-cut oats, and more importantly, ensure every starchy item is paired with significant protein and healthy fat to slow digestion. Your breakfast should be protein first: 3 eggs, cottage cheese, or a high-quality protein smoothie. This simple swap strengthens your muscles simply by giving them the building blocks they need, starting the day immediately with fuel for the legs. 3. The sneaky seed oils, the inflammatory 4. This is perhaps the most invisible threat in the modern diet. These highly refined, industrially processed oils, corn, soybean, cottonseed, and canola, are rich in unstable omega-6 fatty acids. When consumed frequently, they shift your body's essential fatty acid balance, leading to systemic inflammation. They are in nearly every packaged food, salad dressing, and restaurant frying pan. Inflammation is the root cause of joint pain, stiffness, and arterial plaque. Quell the inflammation, and you reclaim mobility and protect your heart. Forget bottled dressings in cooking with vegetable and canola oil. Let's hurry. Do cook exclusively with butter, ghee, coconut oil, or high-quality extra virgin olive oil. Read labels religiously and ditch anything listing corn, soy, or cottonseed oil. 4. The low-fat lye and sugary yogurt. The idea that fat is the enemy has persisted for decades, forcing manufacturers to remove essential fats and replace them with cheap sugars and stabilizers to maintain texture and taste. Low-fat milk, low-fat cottage cheese, and fruit-on-the-bottom yogurts are often sugar bombs masquerading as health foods. They provide minimal lasting satiety and spike glucose instantly. Forget non-fat everything. This includes most protein bars and recovery shakes that are loaded with hidden sweeteners. Do choose full-fat plain dairy options. If you want flavor, add fresh berries, fiber, and seeds, omega-3s. Full-fat products slow digestion and keep you satisfied longer, reducing the impulse to snack later. 5. Dried fruit, the glucose bomb that harms vision. I know you think dried apricots, raisins, and dates are healthy fiber sources. They are natural sugar, but the drying process concentrates the fructose, removing most of the water and leaving a dense, low-fiber, high-octane sugar punch. A handful of raisins is equivalent to eating a candy bar in terms of the rapid glucose response. This constant bombardment of sugar, over time, damages the delicate capillaries in the back of your eyes, exacerbating conditions like cataracts and macular degeneration. Forget dried fruit as a snack or addition to oatmeal. Do eat fresh fruit. Specifically, eat dark, pigment-rich fruit before bed to repair your eyes. Blueberries, cherries, and blackberries contain potent antioxidants that support retinal health. Eat a small bowl of berries and add 1 seed daily, flax or chia. These are high in omega-3 fats, essential for repairing the photoreceptors in the retina. If you have concerns about cataracts, prioritize leafy greens and eggs for lutein and zeaxanthin. 6. The impulse snack, pretzels, crackers, and granola bars. These are the enemy of sustained energy. They are often made from refined flour, seed oils, and minimal protein or fiber. They are designed to be hyperpalatable, meaning you eat the whole bag without thinking. They fuel inflammation and contribute nothing substantial to muscle repair or cognitive function. Forget anything that comes in a box and crumbles easily. Do if you need a snack, make it a protein-fat combo. Hard-boiled eggs, a handful of walnuts. The 4 worst nuts are often salted, roasted peanuts, and candied pecans. Choose raw, lightly roasted almonds, walnuts, or macadamia, or an apple with peanut butter. 7. Alcohol and sleep disruption. One glass of wine often feels relaxing, but even small amounts of alcohol, especially consumed within 3 hours of bedtime, fragment your sleep cycles. Alcohol is a powerful disruptor of REM and deep sleep. You might feel sleepy initially, but the later hours are turbulent, robbing your brain of the deep restorative cycles required for memory consolidation and cellular waste removal, the glymphatic system. This poor sleep directly contributes to cognitive decline and physical fatigue the next day. Forget nightly wind-down drinks. Do maintain a 3-hour buffer between your last drink and your desired bedtime. Hydrate aggressively on days you do drink. Prioritize sleep hygiene over a temporary relaxation aid. Tanure, the protein payoff. Forget bone broth. Everyone talks about bone broth for collagen, but if you are focused on rebuilding muscle to fight sarcopenia, bone broth is simply not enough. It's mostly water and trace minerals. The amino acid profile needed to stimulate muscle protein synthesis is weak. You need high-quality, complete protein that is fast, cheap, and effective. Here are 7 cheap, high-protein foods that will literally strengthen your legs in 24 hours if you prioritize them in your first meal. 1. Eggs, the gold standard, complete, cheap, bioavailable. 2. Canned sardines, omega-3s, protein, vitamin D, calcium, a longevity powerhouse. 3. Cottage cheese, high casein content, great for overnight muscle repair. 4. Whey protein isolate, fast absorption for morning post-movement. 5. Chicken thighs, affordable, great texture, high protein fat balance. 6. Black beans lentils, when paired with grain, create a complete protein. 7. Plain Greek yogurt, C.4, full fat plain. Your goal is 30-40 grams of high-quality protein at breakfast. This sets the muscle-building tone for the entire day. Part 2. Reclaiming Independence. Through movement, nutrition solves the inflammatory and metabolic problems. Movement solves the structural and functional problems. The key to aging with independence is maintaining mobility, balance, and grip strength. When people stop doing functional movements, they lose the ability to stand from a chair, climb stairs, or open a jar. This is how independence erodes. You do not need a gym. You do not need heavy weights. You need consistent, targeted movement that stabilizes the spine, strengthens the posterior chain, glutes and hamstrings, and forces your brain to practice balance. I have adapted simple, surgeon-approved stability principles into a sequence I call the Japanese movements for stability. These movements are slow, precise, and immediately effective for improving posture and preventing falls. This 10-minute sequence is better than just walking, because walking alone often fails to address the essential muscles required for lateral stability and explosive standing power. The 10-minute stability sequence, 6 Japanese movements. Listen to your body. Stop with sharp pain. Adapt to your level and mobility. Consult your physician if you have a medical condition, take medications, or had recent surgery. Safety first, always. Tvarsvardirart. Warm up, 2 minutes. 1. Ankle mobility circles, 1 minute. Sit in a stable chair, lift 1 foot, and slowly draw the alphabet or large circles with your toes. This lubricates the ankle joint, critical for walking on uneven surfaces. Switch legs. 2. Seated torso rotations, 1 minute. Sit tall, hands on your shoulders. Gently twist your torso side to side, keeping your hips still. Feel the stretch in your mid-back. This primes the core for stabilization. The core sequence, 7 minutes. Tadi 1. The chair squat isometric hold, the power move. Target, glutes, quads, knee stability, the core muscles for independence. Technique, stand in front of a sturdy chair, feet shoulder width apart, focus on sitting down, slowly, as if you are lowering yourself onto a fragile egg. The moment your glutes touch the chair seat, or just hover above it, stop. Instead of standing up, hold the position for a slow count of 5. Press up slowly, driving your weight through your heels. Mistake to avoid: letting your knees cave inward or rounding your back. Keep your chest high and knees tracking over your toes. Breathe. Inhale on the way down. Hold your breath slightly during the isometric phase. Exhale as you drive up. Progression. Start with 8 repetitions. Increase the hold time to 10 seconds. Eventually, remove the chair completely. 2. The single leg stance, the fall preventer. Target, balance, core stability, small stabilizing muscles in the foot and hip. Technique, stand near a wall or kitchen counter for safety. Shift your weight fully onto one leg. Lift the other foot slightly off the floor. Do not rely on the wall. Only touch it if you need immediate stabilization. Execution. Start by aiming for 10 seconds per side. Concentrate your gaze on a fixed point. Engage your glute on the standing leg. Progression. Increase time to 30 seconds. To make it harder, try closing one eye, then 2 eyes, only when safe and stable. This trains the deep balance mechanisms instantly. 3. The Japanese horse stance, hiradachi. Target, inner thigh, hip strength, lower back decompression. Technique, stand with feet much wider than shoulder width, toes pointing slightly outward, about 45 degrees. Slowly lower your hips, keeping your back straight, as if sliding down a wall. You only need to go down a quarter of the way. Do not force a deep squat. You should feel a slight stretch and burn in the inner thighs and hips. Hold this position for 30 seconds. Benefit. This builds powerful hip abductor strength, crucial for lateral stability and preventing sideways slips. Practice 4. Stair climb 5, better than walking. Target, calf power, ankle strength, eccentric control. Technique, stand on the bottom step of a staircase holding the railing firmly. Place only the balls of your feet on the step. Slowly lower your heels 5 times, getting a deep stretch in the calf. Then, lift up high on your toes 5 times. Focus. Do this with control. Do not rush the movement. The slow lowering, eccentric phase is what builds resilience and creates strength against sudden shifts in terrain. 5. The core anchor, assisted plank, modified. Target, abdominal strength, back protection, posture. Technique, place your hands on a kitchen counter, slightly wider than your shoulders. Step your feet back until your body forms a long, straight line from your head to your heels, an inclined plank. Suck your belly button towards your spine. This engages the deep core. Hold for 30-60 seconds, breathing deeply and slowly. Progression. Lower the incline by using a lower surface, e.g., a sturdy coffee table. Never compromise the straight line of your body. 6. Grip strength, the towel squeeze. Target, hand, wrist, and forearm strength, directly linked to longevity. Technique, roll up a hand towel tightly, grab it with one hand and squeeze it as hard as you can for 10 seconds. Release slowly. Repeat 5 times per hand. Why? Strong grip strength is one of the most powerful predictors of overall vitality and cardiovascular health. It is essential for daily tasks like opening jars and lifting things safely. Cool down, 1 minute. End with slow shoulder rolls, forward and backward, and a gentle neck stretch, ear to shoulder. Take 3 long, deep breaths, pushing the air all the way into your belly. A note on tests and medications. As a physician, I must emphasize responsible caution. If you are taking medication for blood pressure, cholesterol, or blood sugar, consult your doctor before making drastic dietary changes. However, be aware of the connection between certain common medications and potential cognitive effects. Some medications, particularly those used for sleep, anxiety, or bladder control, can have side effects that responsibly need to be monitored with your doctor. They may worsen symptoms related to memory or cognitive clarity. This is a conversation you must initiate with your primary care provider. Never stop a prescription without medical guidance. Similarly, before any blood test, the mistake I see most often is people forgetting that hydration and sleep impact results wildly. Always hydrate well the day before and ensure at least 7 hours of rest. Fasting guidelines are crucial, but hydration is just as vital for accurate readings. Finally, a quick kitchen safety tip. Do not refrigerate these 9 foods unless they are cut or opened. Tomatoes, onions, potatoes, garlic, honey, coffee beans, bread, avocados, and basil. Refrigerating them degrades their texture, flavor, and in some cases, nutritional value, like potatoes converting starch to sugar. Your challenge, starting today. We have covered how sugar and inflammation steal your physical autonomy and how targeted movement rebuilds it. You have the power to stop the decline right now with 2 simple actions. The goal is not perfection. The goal is consistency. Mission 1. Nutrition swap. Eliminate the afternoon sugar bomb. Cut all caffeine and processed sugar after 1 p.m. If you need a lift, drink sparkling water with a slice of lemon or add cinnamon to a cup of decaf tea. Mission 2. Movement. Complete the 10-minute stability sequence today. Focus on the chair squat isometric hold, the power move, and the single leg stance, the fall preventer. Feel the burn, feel the stability engaging. That's it. 1 food swap, 10 minutes of precise movement. That small shift, repeated daily, is the difference between frailty and freedom. It is the cheapest, most effective longevity prescription available. You just took the first step to reclaiming your strength, clarity, and independence. Do it again tomorrow. Now tell me, what is the first nutritional swap you made today? And what topic should we dive into next? Advanced anti-inflammation strategies or deep sleep protocols? Let me know in the comments.